Everybody asks me the same question. I'm 103 years old now, and people lean in real close when they talk to me. They lower their voice, like I'm about to tell them a secret password. They say, "Sir, what's the secret? How did you live this long? How did you survive everything? How are you still smiling?" Most of them already think they know the answer. They think I'm going to say good investments, real estate, stocks, a smart career. They think I'm going to say money. Some of them even say it for me. You must have done well for yourself. You must have saved a lot. You must be comfortable. I smile when they say that, because they couldn't be more wrong. You want to know the truth? Come a little closer. I've been rich, and I've been so poor I went to bed hungry with my coat still on because it was warmer than the blankets. And I learned something most people never do. Happiness has nothing to do with money. Let me tell you how I learned that. I was born in 1922. No air conditioning, no television, no safety nets. My father was a dock worker. Strong arms, broken back. My mother cleaned houses for people who never learned her name. Money was always something we talked about quietly, like it could hear us. When I was 9 years old, my father lost his job during the Depression. I remember the day he came home early. He didn't say anything. He just sat at the kitchen table and stared at his hands. That's when I learned my first lesson about money. Money doesn't just leave your wallet. It leaves your face, your posture, your sleep. That night, my mother watered down the soup and smiled like nothing was wrong. And we laughed, not because life was easy, but because we were together. I didn't know it then, but that was the happiest house on the block. And we were broke. When I was 18, I went to war. You want to talk about money? Out there, money meant nothing. A man with a pocket full of cash died the same way as a man with nothing. What mattered was who shared their water, who pulled you out of the mud, who stayed awake so you could sleep. I watched boys die dreaming of going home rich. None of them ever said, "I wish I'd made more money." They said names. They said, "Mama." They said, "Tell my wife I love her." That stays with you. After the war, I came home hungry for success. That's when money started whispering to me. I got married young. We were poor, but we were proud. Then the business started doing well. Then better. Then very well. I bought the things I thought I was supposed to buy. A bigger house, a nicer car, better clothes. People respected me more. But something strange happened. The more I made, the less I laughed. I worked longer hours. I worried constantly. I slept with numbers in my head. And I told myself the same lie everyone tells themselves. Once I make a little more, then I'll relax. Then came the year I lost everything. One bad partnership, one signature I shouldn't have signed. At 46 years old, I was bankrupt. House gone, business gone, friends gone. And that's when something unexpected happened. I felt lighter, scared, yes, ashamed, yes, but lighter, because the chasing stopped. My wife died 2 years later. Cancer. Slow. Unfair. Cruel. I remember sitting in the hospital parking lot after she passed. I had no money, no plan, 2 children waiting at home, and for the first time in my life, I understood something clearly. Money didn't sit with me that night. Grief did, and love did, and memory did. And those things were heavy, but they were real. Money wouldn't have helped me breathe any easier. I worked again, not to be rich, just to live. I fixed things, small jobs, honest work, and something funny happened. I started noticing things again: sunlight, music on the radio, the sound of my kids laughing in the next room, things I missed when I was busy counting. That's lesson number 1. Write it down if you need to. Money can buy comfort, but it can't buy peace. In my 60s, I met Rosa. She worked at the library. Quiet woman, sharp mind. She didn't care what I owned. She cared how I listened. We never had much, but we had mornings, coffee together, silence without awkwardness, laughter without reason. People think happiness is fireworks. It's not. It's a warm cup held with 2 hands. We had 21 years together. When she died, I didn't inherit anything, except gratitude. Now I'm 103. I live in a small room. I own very little, and I've never felt richer. You know what makes me happy now? Putting my shoes on by myself, remembering names, a good sandwich, a phone call, time. Most people don't understand this until it's too late. Money promises freedom, but time is the real currency, and you're spending it whether you realize it or not. So, if you're watching this right now, worried about money, let me tell you something gently. Make enough to live. Make enough to help. But don't sacrifice your joy on the altar of someday, because someday has a habit of never showing up. Happiness isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It's sitting quietly beside you right now, if you slow down enough to notice it.